Welcome and hello, everyone. We're going to wait a few minutes to see and find out how many people are jumping into the chat. So if you'll just bear with us.
Sorry, y'all, I'm trying to shut down this stuff here so it's not making noise.
No worries. We're at about 32 participants. Wait maybe 1 or 2 more minutes. Hey, well, welcome again. My name is Lisette Show. I am a part of the member engagement team here at Partners. Thank you so much for joining us today for our monthly Partners Member Cafe. Also joining us from member engagement is Beth Brooks. She is our behind the scenes Zoom guru and question moderator, as well as Kimberly, who will be entering the information into the chat for you to make it easy for you to copy and paste. Today, our topic is seasonal affective disorder. We are offering today's session in closed captioning. If you don't need this feature at the bottom of your screen, you can simply hover over the live transcript and click Hide Subtitle. Before we go into our session today, let's go over a few housekeeping items. We are offering today's session in closed captioning. If you don't need this feature at the bottom of your screen, you can simply hover over the line and hit the transcript and hide the subtitle. This meeting is being recorded. Please do not share any sensitive information during the call. Partner staff is available for individual issues you may want to discuss. We will share contact information for member engagement later in our presentation. The recording of the session will be available at our website located at www.partnersvhm.org under the member tab. And you can select events and training. We will also be sending you sending you a follow-up email with the slides. Let's take a look at the Zoom feature located at the bottom of your screen. The chat is disabled for the session. Q&A is open for you to enter questions as information is being presented. We will moderate questions at the end. Reactions is available for you to raise your hand during the question time, and we will open your mic for questions or comments. Now I'd like to introduce to you our host for today, Dr. Diana Moser-Berg. Dr. Diana Moser-Berg has been in human services field for 30 years, primarily working with individuals and families that have experienced complex trauma. She has a PhD in human services, a certificate from Harvard Medical School in global mental health trauma and recovery, and is trained and certified in various evidence-based practices, models of treatment. She is a national trainer for practice self-regulation and serves as the integrated care clinical manager at Hope Community Clinic, a free clinic located in East Charlotte that primarily services marginalized populations that are typically uninsured or underinsured. So please help us welcome Dr. Diana Moser-Berg.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for the lovely introduction. I really appreciate that. And 30 years, wow, that catches me off guard whenever people say that out loud. That seems like a very long time. So welcome everyone and happy rainy day, I guess. So yeah, our topic for today is seasonal affect disorder. And you can keep going on to our next slide here. That's my name. I get all kinds of variations of my name, but Diana is what works best for me at all times. So feel free just to refer to me as that. So just kind of the bare bones about, well, what is seasonal affect disorder, right? And so this is really, we're talking about a shift in mood, a notice of change from kind of how you normally feel, right? Your normal sense of self. So there might be shifts in how you're thinking about things, how you're feeling. You might notice that your behaviors are looking and maybe sitting in your body a little bit different, and just that functioning seems a bit off or out of the norm for you. And this typically will begin and end during certain seasons. And I think the really interesting thing about seasonal affect disorder is that we oftentimes think about it just as only the winter blues, when in fact, some people experience this during the summer months as well. And so the technical terminology for seasonal affect disorder is that this is major depressive disorder with a seasonal pattern. So this is what we refer to it in the DSM. Not everyone is going to meet necessarily the criteria for a diagnosis of major depressive disorder with seasonal pattern, but they still may experience a lot of symptoms that are related to it. And so the important part is not necessarily the diagnosis, it's about managing the symptoms. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. And so in most cases, seasonal affect disorder is like, you'll see the symptoms start up in the late fall or the early winter, and then come spring, they tend to dissipate. And then of course, again, if you're experiencing this during summer months, it's typically during like late May and then into early September, depending upon what region of the United States that you're located in or in what country that you're located in. And so that's something to keep in mind. And again, it's not necessarily that you meet the diagnosis, but it's being really cognizant for yourself as to when you notice the shift, because there is no on this day it'll start and then on this day it'll stop. But it's getting to know yourself, having enough self-awareness and interoception so that you can be paying attention to that and then plan accordingly. Next slide. And so when we talk about the symptoms of seasonal affect disorder, and wow, this is really small for my old eyes, so my apology to you all looking at this screen. But here's some things that it might include. So you might feel persistently sad, anxious or empty most of the day, nearly every day, and this persists for longer than 2 weeks. Feelings of hopelessness or just feeling pessimistic, like always thinking or feeling as though something bad is going to happen or everything is bad. Again, you might be noticing that shift in how you're thinking about yourself, other people in the world around you. Feelings of irritability, frustration, and restlessness. Sometimes we talk about anger as being depression turned inside out. So it's kind of where you see that increase in irritability. Feelings of guilt, worthlessness, or helplessness, loss of interest in things that you normally gain enjoyment out of. For example, if I suddenly lost interest in cooking, that would not be out of the norm, as that is not something I enjoy to do. So it's really about what is it that you normally feel like, yes, this is my thing, this is my jam, and then no longer feeling a sense of happiness or joy around that. Decreased energy, feeling of constant fatigue, or feeling like, kind of slowing down a bit, don't have the same get up and go as you usually do. Challenges with concentration and focus, and then remembering and being able to make certain decisions. Changes in sleep or appetite, or unplanned weight changes. And what's a little bit different with winter seasonal affect disorder is that typically you will see weight gain during that period of time, whereas if we're talking about seasonal in the summertime, typically you'll see a loss of weight because there tends to be a loss of appetite. Again, that is not the same for everyone, so these symptoms might look different for you. Physical aches or pains, headaches, cramps, digestive problems, which, we have a lot of connection with our digestive system to how our brain is working. And again, that this doesn't seem to have anything to do with a physical origin necessarily. And then any kind of thoughts of death or suicide or suicide attempts. Next slide. And again, you might experience some of those symptoms, but not necessarily all of those symptoms. And so for winter pattern, we see oversleeping, which is hypersomnia, and like you're getting all this sleep, but you're still not feeling like you got enough rest. Overeating, as I mentioned, and carbohydrates are something that are definitely something that tends to be a craving during this time period. And then, of course, that tends to lead to weight gain. And then also social withdrawal, which is like kind of that hibernating. Now, this is different than just kind of your normal hibernation during the winter where you're like, oh, it's cold, I don't want to go out there. Ooh, I just want to snuggle with, a cup of hot tea on my couch with a blanket and snuggle with my dog or my cat or my loved one. Different than that. Is this really more about isolation from other people? And then during the summer, trouble sleeping is usually about insomnia, like not getting enough sleep. Poor appetite, which I mentioned, leading to weight loss. Having a sense of restlessness and agitation, and experiencing increased anxiety. So this is that worry that just doesn't seem to go away, and worry that doesn't really have a relevant situation. Like if you had something that was a concern, such as, oh, I have this significant tax bill I wasn't expecting. Like that's a worry that you can connect that with something. This is more of just a generalized worry. And then violent or aggressive behavior. Next slide, please. And so another question folks typically ask is like, who tends to develop seasonal affect disorder? And so it's estimated that millions of people do, in fact, experience a shift during the seasons. Although many may not know that they have this disorder or that they're experiencing the symptoms they're experiencing because of the shift in the season. In many cases, you'll notice that seasonal affect disorder tends to show up or present itself during young adulthood. It tends to affect more women than in men. But again, it may be just that men aren't necessarily reporting them at the same rates as women, or they're not getting screened as often. So there can be a lot of factors related to that. As I mentioned before, winter pattern is more common than summer patterns. And because of that reason, you tend to see more people who are living farther north, where there's shorter daylight hours in the wintertime, it's colder. You may see that more folks up there reporting that they're having seasonal affect disorder. And then this is also something that tends to show up with folks who experience depression or have diagnoses like bipolar disorder, especially when we're talking about bipolar 2 disorder, which involves repeated depressive episodes and hypomanic episodes. Additionally, people with SAD tend to have other mental health issues such as attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, eating disorders, other anxiety disorders, or panic disorder. And then sometimes this is something that runs in the family and may be more common in people who have relatives with other mental health issues such as depression or schizophrenia. Next slide, please. So causes and treatment of seasonal affect disorder. So as I mentioned, again, there exists more research on winter because we have a lot more folks who have experienced that. So it's much easier to research. But the reality is that, we don't know a lot of information about what causes. There are some hypotheses around that, but not necessarily known. What they hypothecate up until this point is that changes in serotonin and melatonin that happen during these seasons seem to be related to the shifts that are going on. Treatments that they have found successful, however, to address the symptoms of seasonal affect disorder are light therapy, any kind of mental health services that you receive, again, having some kind of evidence base to that as well. Any kind of antidepressant medication, particularly those that are going to help address the issue with serotonin. And then, of course, vitamin D, which we typically get from the sun. Next slide, please. And so whenever I do a presentation on anything related to mental health, I really like to focus on not just what is the problem, but rather what is the solution to the problem, right? And so what neuroscience tells us is that we as humans, we are going to thrive in settings that are calm and soothing. So you have an opportunity when you're experiencing these symptoms to bring in a sense of calm and soothing to your environment, right? And so whatever that means to you, these things are extremely individualized. Engaging in things that are going to optimize your development. So maybe in anticipation of this season, or as soon as you notice that these symptoms are coming, early detection is important, and then early intervention. So start to engage in things that will promote your optimal development. Maybe that means that you surround yourself with people that are striving for a particular goal that you want to accomplish. Like maybe you join a walking group because one of the things that you've been wanting to do for your own health and well-being and growth is really moving your body more and starting to feel more into your body. Provide a variety of stimulating, engaging, and increasingly challenging experiences with enough repetition to solidify your desired outcomes. So one of the things that I think is most challenging when people want to make a change for themselves is practicing something over and over and over and over again, because you might do it a few times, and then because you're already not feeling so great, you might say, I can't do this, or you might feel like this is hopeless, I'm never going to get this. When in fact, the reality is, if you practice it enough times, you're really going to develop that skill. Now, it may not lead to perfection, but practice is intended to mean that you get proficient at something, not that you experience perfection, because none of us are perfect. And you want it to be challenging enough where it keeps you excited about it and engaged and moving you towards your goal, but not making it too easy on yourself either. So you want to find a good balance between that. Rewarding when you're doing something good for yourself. So either giving yourself self-rewards or engaging in activities where you're going to be rewarded the more you do something. And I think when folks engage in certain behaviors that they're using as coping skills that they don't want to be necessarily using as coping skills, for example, Candy Crush might be something that you really like to do, right? And so you get rewarded when you're playing Candy Crush, right, throughout the game. Well, when people are like, I want to be on my phone less, I want to be, less tied to technology, I really need to get up and about, then you want to be thinking about, well, what activity is going to give me that same positive reinforcement that the Candy Crush gave me before, right? And so that reward that lights up our brain and makes us feel all good about ourselves, we want to make sure that those components are available in whatever we're doing. And then we want to make sure that we're in settings where, our needs are met with flexibility, right? And that's an area of, are we communicating what our needs are, right? And can we have enough dynamic responses to meet the needs, right? Because if we're too rigid about things and our rules are like, this is the rule and this is how we have to do things, that rigidity does not necessarily meet our needs or the needs of the people around us. So when we're talking about wanting to thrive, we want to be environments where people around us and situations around us are willing to have a sense of flexibility. And that oftentimes means bringing grace into the room, right? So any trauma-informed environment is going to say, hey, we're not expecting perfection, right? And so how do we give you some grace? How do we give ourselves compassion? And that ties into allowing for mistakes and poor judgment to be self-corrected with support and encouragement. We should have an expectation that we are human beings and we are going to make mistakes, right? And so when you're trying to manage symptoms of any kind of mental health issue, you might say, oh, I didn't do as good a job today as I really wanted to do. And it's, well, that's okay. Let me think about what did I learn from how things went today and what might I want to do different, right? And so not being harsh with ourselves and having other folks around us who are also going to say, you know, yes, there's an accountability when you make poor choices, but also if you bring compassion into the room, that's going to better promote change and resilience than being harsh with yourself. Quickest way to destroy anything is to be harsh about it. So next slide, please. And so these are our top 10 expert tips for resilience. Now we have these in our clinic. They are laminated and they're little cards that will fit in a wallet and that will fit in a purse. And these are kind of things that we pull out to say, this is a great way to focus on our own resilience. So again, you have these symptoms. It's like, well, how do I help myself to get through it? How do I help myself bounce back? So number one is in developing a core set of beliefs that nothing can shake. So even if your thinking is starting to shift as part of seasonal affect disorder, it's how do I go back to and remind myself, what are my core beliefs, right? And bringing that back into the room time and time and time again. So versus allowing your symptoms to take you where they want to go, you taking the wheel and saying, you know what, these are my beliefs. And so this is how I choose to behave, regardless of what symptomology may be coming up. A really great way of thinking about your core beliefs is there's a great motivational interviewing activity called the values card sort. And that is in fact available online for free. And I know that one university did like where you can actually do the card selection online too, which is pretty cool. Or you can just print them out and follow the instructions that are online. Miller and Rolnick of motivational interviewing developed them, and it gives you a sheet where you would then pick like, what are my top 10? And some folks go a very long time without really formally thinking about, hey, what is it that I believe in? And then aligning, is how I'm spending my time, and are the choices that I'm making, are they aligned with those core values? And then trying to find meaning in whatever trauma has happened. And I want to kind of take the word trauma out of that for a moment and really just put in like life experience that may not necessarily be the one that you wanted, right? We all have our best laid plans. And sometimes life is like, yeah, no, that's not going to happen right now. And so it's how do I find meaning in that? So every life experience has an opportunity to say, what have I learned from this? How might this help me be kinder to myself, be kinder to others, those types of things. So it's about you thinking about what is the meaning for you. And then trying to maintain a positive outlook. And this is not a, how do I think about being as Pollyannish as I possibly can? Like, it's not like, oh, the world is full of rainbows and butterflies and everything is fantastic and everyone is wonderful. But it's how might I bring some kind of positivity into what's going on, right? And so as I look out to the dreary rain and such, I can say, oh, well, you know what? The world needs rain, right? If we didn't have rain, we'd have a drought. And so and this is a great opportunity for me to sit with my favorite book inside and cuddle up on the couch and maybe have some chamomile tea with some lavender honey in it and just spend some time just taking good care of myself today instead of maybe running 1,000 errands. So it's like, how can I bring a positive outlook to a situation that might seem dreary? Not running, almost skipped one of my favorites, taking cues from someone who is especially resilient. And this can be someone that you know, or someone that you admire just in history, right? There are always some fan favorites that people come up with when it comes to this. Some folks will say, oh, Maya Angelou or Martin Luther King, Abraham Lincoln. You can come up with anyone that for you look at their situation and you say, wow, they were especially resilient, given all that was going on for them at that moment. And you can take cues from that, like, how did they continue to move forward even when things were really hard, when the going got really tough, right? And then not running from things that scare you, but facing them. So sometimes when folks start to feel really crummy with seasonal affect disorder, it may be like, oh, I'm trying to get away from that feeling, right? I'm trying to come up with all these coping skills to deal with it. And then it's like, well, how might you befriend that feeling and say, yeah, I'm feeling kind of sad. I'm feeling kind of down. So what does that really mean for me? And how might I take this opportunity to learn something new about myself? Or how might this also help me to be compassionate with other people that might be feeling the same way? Might this be an opportunity for me to connect with other people, right? So it's really thinking about how can I own this and make this a part of me, but not make this all of me. So bringing that integration of self together. Be quick to reach out for support when things go badly. So obviously with this one, it's first having a support system that you can trust. And for a lot of people, they don't always feel like they have, their tribe of people that are there to help them without holding it over their head or without taking information that's very personal to them and using it against them later. So the key to this resilience tip is really about kind of choosing your people very selectively, but making sure that you can reach out to them whenever you need them. Don't wait until you're feeling like so horribly low that you can't get out of the bed, but maybe you say, hey, I can start like putting some things on my calendar so that I'm preparing for, or I'm bringing some activities that I will enjoy into my day with people that I know care about me. So it's helping to enrich your life. It doesn't have to be, well, I need you so I can just talk about all these bad things. It's like maybe we get together to watch a movie. Yeah. And then learning new things as often as you can. Your brain likes this. It's also really great to stave off in the future mental health issues, right? So think of something you actually want to learn about. Again, I'm not someone who wants to learn how to cook, but I do love to do all kinds of other things, right? My new thing is like really getting into gardening and thinking about what are some things that I can do this spring that will not be eaten by the deer. So I've been doing a ton of research around deer resistant bushes and flowers and all kinds of things. And then also I had to do some research on how to protect some of the things that are already there from the deer who already like to come and eat them. But that is enjoyable to me. And that also helps to keep me feeling enriched. And it's a great resilience tip for your brain. Find an exercise routine you'll stick to. Maybe some of you had thought about this at the beginning of the year. I like to pull out the word exercise and I like to put in the term body movement. Just moving your body. It doesn't have to be exercise per se. It can just mean that you're moving yourself around, right? And that's most important. Is how do I give some love to my fingers, to my arms, to my head, like just moving your body in whatever way feels good for you. Not beating yourself up or dwelling on the past. Again, going back to that idea of like harshness will never lead to growth. Compassion does. So bringing that into the room. And then recognizing what makes you uniquely strong and then owning that, right? And I don't think that a lot of folks spend a lot of time thinking about what makes me uniquely strong, right? And again, if you are feeling sad and you're feeling down and you're feeling pessimistic and all of these things are happening, this can be an opportunity to say, but wait, I made it all the way up until now. How did I do that? And how might I continue to own that strength to help me to move forward? Next slide, please. And then this is one of my favorite slides of all time, because this is demonstrating the need for balance between energy expenditure. So what am I having to put all this energy out into the world about? And then how do I renew my energy, right? And so with energy expenditure, we have exercise and body movement, right? We have self-expression through a variety of outlets. And then we have intellectual pursuits, right? And then on the other side, we have rest and relaxation and reflection and meditation. The yoga teacher that I had would always do I call it a bad dad joke, about what's the best kind of meditation to do. The kind you'll actually follow through on. So there is no best of anything. It is, what is the best exercise and body movement? It's the one you'll do, right? How is the best way to reflect? In whatever way that you are willing to reflect, right? So again, this is all thinking about how do these things apply to me. Next slide, please.
It looks like that's the end of them. Did you have an extra?
Oh, I think I had just a resources page.
I will make sure that that gets in there. And I'm not sure what happened to it, but I will make sure it gets into the PDF that we send out to everybody.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Beth, there's a slide that's 2 slides away from where you are now. I think it just got out of order. So you go down 2 slides. I think it's there.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes. So this is our quote by B.F. Skinner, which is, between stimulus and response, there is a space. And in that space is our power to choose our response. And in our response lies our growth and our freedom. We always have the power of this space, right? And so whether we're talking about seasonal affect disorder, we're talking about post-traumatic stress disorder, you name the diagnosis or you name the challenge in life, right? Because mental health is something that is not a destination, it's a journey. And some days you're going to feel like, yes, I have reached my optimal self in terms of my mental health. And then something can come in and swoop in and be like, whew, now all of a sudden I woke up and things are not so sunshiny and fabulous today. This statement always holds true regardless of what you're experiencing. It is that you always have the power to choose, how am I going to manage this? What am I going to do about this? And when we start seeing the power as being outside of ourselves is when we really miss the opportunity, again, to say, I have things about me that also make me uniquely strong, that also make me uniquely fabulous, that also make me, uniquely talented and uniquely present for other people. And there's all of this beautifulness that coexists with the challenges that we have in life. And so it's that response is where we have the ability to continue to grow and where we really get to experience the freedom from whatever is happening in our lives, right? Because we always have the power of choice of taking good care of ourselves. So yeah, and then I think the next slide is our resources. And I think that I saw that the motivational interviewing link was put up.
It was. I'm going to go ahead and unshare the slide deck. I will try to find that resource slide, and maybe we can start answering questions, and then I'll come back to that.
Yeah.
Okay. So our first question is, how can you differentiate seasonal affective disorder from depression related to holidays?
So one of the things about the holidays is that a lot of folks experience is challenging around that, right? And usually for individual reasons. There's also some cultural reasons as well, right? Like culturally, we see all these beautiful commercials and it sets a really high expectation of what the magical experience of that holiday is supposed to bring. And some of us have trauma related to that. And so it's really about differentiating between, is this connected with the holiday versus with an entire season, if that makes sense. Does that bring clarity around that? And I know it seems very simple, but it's really about paying attention to the self around, like, well, when is this starting? When do I notice these depressive symptoms coming up? And do I really have a clear understanding of what the origin is? And many people experience depression related to the holidays. And what I recommend either way is, how do you think about preparing for that every year, right? If you know that there is a particular time of year that something has happened and that you tend to struggle more with your mental health, it's how do you start to prepare for that, right? It's just like any kind of disaster relief. It's how do you think through, how do I prepare for that? Kind of like being your own Red Cross agent of preparedness and then implementing that plan and, you know, assessing like, well, how well did that plan work? Do I need to adjust it so I take better care of myself the next time? Or I noticed that this piece was missing, or hey, this part of the plan worked really well. So how do I amp that up, or how do I keep that going?
Okay, give me just 1 second and I will share that.
Yes. And so this is from the National Institute of Mental Health, just gives you a little bit more information. I kind of gave you like the quick and dirty around seasonal affect disorder. And then the APA folks and their information on it as well. And I would say if you have any question related to like wanting to be screened, typically your primary care physician can do that. You know, Partners, I'm sure, has a list of professionals that you can be linked with. I've been very impressed by how well so many of our primary care physicians are screening now for mental health symptoms. But certainly, even if you don't get screened, this is something that I would address with your physician and then monitor accordingly. So that's why I think it's so important that you have a positive relationship with whomever your providers are.
So our next question is there any scientific evidence that supports the idea that time change can trigger or contribute to occurrences of seasonal affective disorder?
So like I mentioned, well, let me say this. Our brain and our bodies are very complex systems and everything is interrelated. And so it is really hard to piece out exactly what is the cause. But as I mentioned, there's a lot of studies that point to the shifts that happen with serotonin and the shifts that happen with melatonin. And so with that in mind, they're saying, oh, well, this is why we tend to see issues around depression and anxiety when there seems to be less serotonin. And when melatonin gets impacted, that really having an impact on sleep. It's hard to dissect it because each system of your body is impacting other systems in your body, right? And so it's interesting to know that we have many things in our world that we don't necessarily understand to a T about, well, this is what causes this. What I find promise around seasonal affect disorder is that there are strategies that are known to be effective. And hopefully that answered. And I will say, I am not a scientist that has dug deep into seasonal affect disorder. What I can tell you is that I am someone who has been impacted by seasonal affect disorder. So I was originally a Northerner for a good majority of my childhood and my teenage years. And what I really struggled with towards the end was like April would come and I'd just be like, if this sun does not come out, and if the snow does not stop falling from the sky, I do not know what I am going to do. And I would struggle with sleep, and I would struggle with being irritable and being tired and all of these things. And when it snowed before Halloween one year, I said, this is not for me. I can't do it, because in my mind, I thought, well, it's not even October 31st, and I got to make it all the way around to April. I got to do something different. And so that's when I moved to Virginia Beach. So I had to come up with a strategy that I knew that was going to be effective for me to deal with my own seasonal affective disorder. I did, in fact, try medication 1 year, and I found that to be helpful. But I really thought I need something more long-term, because I know that this is not for me. Like, I don't want to have to deal with it to this degree every year. And so I made a move, and I know that not everyone is blessed to be able to have that opportunity. I was, so I used the resources that I had to do that. And now I also kind of know that once the holidays are over and I'm into like February and March, that I start to feel a little, and so what I purposely started doing was putting things on my calendar during this time of year, January and February and March, that I would put things in place that I'd be excited to participate in, that would keep me like uplifted. And then I tend to schedule times where I would spend with groups of people that I really enjoyed spending time with. So like I put the strategies in place too, to make sure that it's going to work for me.
Thank you so much. We don't have any more questions at this moment, but please feel free to drop those questions that you might have into the Q&A. So we'll give it just a minute longer.
Sure. It's such an appropriate day to be talking about seasonal affect disorder because it's dark all day. And that is one of the pieces that certainly, one of the issues is around vitamin D exposure, right? And so, you can take some supplements. There's a lot of conversation about how effective are supplements. If you feel like it's something that works for you, by all means. The light therapy, I feel like that was not as accessible to me when I was really struggling with it. And so I used to go to a tanning bed, which I did not have to do because I'm already a very dark person. But I would just schedule time at a tanning bed just to get some kind of warmth and some kind of light that would feel good on my body. So again, it's like trying to utilize the resources you have around you. It was not my favorite thing to do because tanning beds freak me out and I'm claustrophobic, but it was like one symptom versus the other. I was doing the best that I could.
Understood. We do have a question. How do we connect with you?
So you're welcome to share my email with folks. And I also have a cell phone number I'm more than happy to share. It is a confidential cell phone message service. And so my phone number is 980-333-5883.
And we will put that in the chat. We also may send it out with our follow-up email. All right, one last call for questions. And then we will move on to the second part of our member cafe.
We have lights flickering over here. I'm like, please stay on, Power, please.
Yes, I have the same thing going on. I was going to preface before I started, the wind has picked up dramatically. My dog is sitting on my feet. And I know Kim had to step away for the same reason. She has something going on in her backyard with the wind.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll keep moving forward. My power did fluctuate, but we're good for the moment. So just everyone stay safe for sure. And yeah, Beth, if you want to share the slides, we'll share a little bit more about Partners Health Management. We have, just a little bit more than 10 minutes left in our session today. Thank you so much, Diana, for joining us and sharing all the wealth of information that you have. It was wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you. And everyone, please stay safe out there.
All right. For those of you, if you're not familiar with Partners Health Management, I feel like most of you probably are, but just in case, we are an insurance plan for Medicaid and state-funded dollars. We are called an LME MCO, a local management entity managed care organization. And we focus on access to care for those who need support in mental health, substance use disorder, intellectual and developmental disabilities, and traumatic brain injury services. So within that, we do manage Medicaid Direct. We also are now currently managing the 1915I option, which I think you all have heard about. And here at Partners, we have a 24 hours a day, 7 days a week crisis call center for behavioral health. We're going to give you that information at the very end of our session here with some contact information. And so let's just go ahead and go to the next slide. So one thing I'll share with you is our goal is always to improve lives in the communities that we serve. I wanted to share with you our timeline. You know, I know you all know we have so many changes going on. It's been changing and changing. So I'm sure you all are aware that Medicaid expansion began December the 1st. And that's where our governor signed a bill and enabled many more people in the state of North Carolina to receive Medicaid. We shared a bit of information about that last month. If you have any questions about it, you can reach out to us. Coming in the very near future, February 1st, Davidson County will be joining us here at Partners Health Management, bringing us up to serving 15 counties. We are really looking forward to Davidson County joining us. We'll be having a welcome for the Davidson County folks on February 1st. So if you're a Davidson County resident, so please look forward to information about that. Another program, Healthy Opportunities launch. Okay, so it does say February 1st there, but we've just heard that that is being pushed out to July 1st. And right now it covers pilot counties of Rutherford and Burke in our area. And that particular program supports individuals who need more assistance with food and housing, transportation, and personal safety. March 1st, the Innovations Technical Amendment. You may, if you are knowledgeable about the Innovations Waiver, it's a waiver that supports individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. And during our pandemic, there were some flexibilities that were put into place. And there was a new technical amendment that was approved by the Centers for Medicaid and Medicare, so we could continue some of those flexibilities. We have more information about that, not during this presentation today, but you certainly can reach out to us for that information. And then, of course, Tailored Plan. It is scheduled to launch on July 1st of this year. All right, so super quickly, Member Connect. Member Connect is our member portal, and you can access that on our partners website. You can see right in the upper right-hand corner there, it's circled, it says Member Connect. If you are a member of the partners health plan or a guardian or legal representative of a member, you can gain access to Member Connect to get information and stay connected with what's going on here at Partners for yourself or the individual you support. That's just a visual of Member Connect. Due to time, I'm going to go ahead and just move forward. Transitions of care. This is some important information. I mentioned that we have a lot of changes going on in North Carolina. So some people that are served by Medicaid are served by what's called the standard plan. And there are 5 companies that support that. Blue Cross Blue Shield, Carolina Complete Health, there are a few more. And they support the whole person, physical health and mental health, behavioral health. If you're a person that needs more support and has more complex needs, you would be served by Partners Health Management or another managed care organization that covers your county. And the reason I bring this up is because if there's a need to transition from one plan to the other, whether it be from the standard plan and you're moving over to Partners because you have higher needs, you can transition. And we have a team here at Partners that is going to support you and make sure that that transition is smooth. So that one reason to move is more complex needs. It may be that you moved and you've moved to a different county. Maybe your Medicaid status has changed. A lot of different reasons to move. You're going to reach out to your provider to make that change. Member engagement, that is the team that presents this to you today of Partners. We're here to support our members and help them navigate through the system. We have a call line. You can call and talk with us and get your questions answered. There's a number right there in the center of your screen, 704-884-2729. That's a call line where our specialists will be there to answer Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Any questions that you have, or if you prefer to get your questions answered via email, you can send an email to memberquestions@partnersvhm.org. Pix Health. I know you've heard us talk about Pix Health. So Pix Health is a great mobile app. It supports your mental health, focuses on loneliness, and provides some self-screenings, some fun games, some reminders. It has a compassionate call center that can help you out as well. And you can download that app at highpix.com. If you have questions or need support getting into the app, you can call 1-855-499-4777. Here, Partners, we have a special component to that app. So if you're a member, you will get more enhanced items on the application. So who to call? This is good information. If you're not sure who to call, if you are currently receiving services and you have a provider agency you're working with, they're your first line to go to or to respond to a crisis. If you have a care manager here at Partners or another care management agency, they would be another person that is assigned directly to you and can support in crisis. If you're not in services and you have general questions, you can call us here in member engagement. Again, there's that phone number for you, 704-884-2729. You can also call our member services line at 1-888-235-4673. They can help you there with services, answer any questions, get you connected to a clinician if you're in crisis. So 1-888-235-4673. I'm going to give you another crisis number too. There it is right there. So right at the top, that first number, member and recipient services. That's the number I just gave you, Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. It has a menu of options for you to choose from. If you're calling for general questions, you want to select Member Services. Right there in the center of the screen is the Behavioral Health Crisis Line. And this is the number I just mentioned. It is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And with this number, it's for anyone who is experiencing a crisis in regards to your mental health or someone who is with you. You can call this number and get connected to a clinician who can help you out. They may connect you to mobile crisis where someone can come out and see you in person, but they're there to help 24 hours a day. And then that last number is for our provider agencies. And this is a number that they can call to get support and assistance Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. All right. 988 is the suicide and crisis line. You can call that for support. Let's keep going, Beth. Stay in touch with us. Really important that you have your contact information up to date. You're going to want to reach out to your Department of Social Services to keep your address and your phone number up to date. They are the keeper of that information, and they share that with us. If you have state funds, you can reach out to our team. Okay, and if you want to stay connected with us, get emails, notifications, etc., you can go to Stay Connected. There's a link which has also been dropped into the chat. There's also a QR code there on the screen. And let's go to the next screen, Beth. So your feedback is super important to us. And I am going to pass the baton over to Lisette, and she is going to talk to you about the survey and close us out for the day, because we are right up on the end of our session.
Thank you, Anne. So might I just say we are so grateful to Dr. Diana for sharing tips, strategies, and routine ideas to help us be more resilient during the seasonal changes that impact our mental well-being. It would definitely be remiss of me if I didn't thank our viewers for attending Member Cafe today and for sharing your time with us. As I mentioned at the beginning of our session, we have our partners' staff available for individual issues you may want to discuss. You can reach the member engagement team by sending an email at memberquestions@partnersbhm.org or just by giving us a call at 704-884-2729. And if you don't mind, please do take a moment to complete our survey. Your feedback is important to us. And as always, we see you next month at Member Cafe. Bye, everybody.